In the endless expanse of Antarctic ice, where no man had ever meant to sail, a ghost ship drifted in silence, its sails stiff with frost, its decks choked with snow, and inside they found the dead, frozen in place, as if the ship itself had claimed them forever. The story of the ghost ship. Jenny begins in 1823, a time when the world was still a map of unknowns and the sea was a mistress few could tame. Jenny was a humble schooner out of England, built for trade and the promise of small fortunes. She carried barrels of salt pork, crates of iron tools, and hopes of safe passage through the roaring seas of the southern hemisphere. But as she sailed south, past the windswept cliffs of Patagonia and into the endless cold, the Jenny vanished. No word reached home, no sign of her in the whaling grounds or the merchant lanes. For years, she was little more than a rumor, a ship lost to the ice, a name whispered by sailors who feared the southern latitudes. In 1840, the British whaling ship Hope was braving those same frozen waters, hunting the great leviathans that roamed beneath the ice. It was there, in the treacherous Drake Passage, that the lookout saw something impossible. The masts of a ship, white with frost, rising from the gray gloom like a vision from another world. The Hope's captain ordered a cautious approach. The sea around them was clogged with icebergs, each one a silent sentinel in the pale dawn. As they drew closer, they could see the ship was a schooner, weathered and silent, her sails frozen into ragged shapes, her rigging like the brittle bones of a skeleton. They called out, but no answer came. No movement on deck, no flicker of life, only the sighing of the wind through the dead sails. Boarding her was an act of both curiosity and dread. The men of the Hope stepped onto her icy deck, their boots crunching on snow that had claimed every inch of wood. Below deck, they found the crew of the Jenny still at their posts, frozen in the act of their last duties. 6 men, their faces waxen, their eyes open in an eternal stare. The captain, seated at his desk, his hand still clutching the logbook that told their final tale. The last entry was written in a hand that trembled with exhaustion and despair. May 4th, 1823. No food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. But even he had not survived. The cold had claimed them all. The Hope's crew stood in the dark, the flickering light of their lanterns casting long shadows on the frozen walls. The silence of the dead pressed in around them. They took the logbook and a few scraps of provisions, but left the Jenny to the ice, unwilling to disturb the grave she had become. For years, the story of the Jenny haunted the minds of sailors and dreamers alike. Some said she was cursed, a warning to those who would test the sea's patience. Others believed she was simply another victim of the endless cold, a reminder that the sea shows no mercy, not even to the boldest hearts. No trace of the Jenny was ever seen again. She drifted away into legend, her frozen crew carried by the slow-moving currents of the Southern Ocean. The logbook and the testimony of the Hope's men remain, a ghost story etched in ice and memory. To this day, some say the Jenny still drifts beneath the pale sun of Antarctica, locked in the embrace of the sea that took her. Her crew stands eternal watch, eyes unblinking, waiting for a dawn that will never come. And in the silence of that frozen world, the echo of their final entry lingers still. No food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. What truly happened in those final harrowing hours? No one will ever know. The Jenny remains a mystery, a whisper in the howling winds of the Southern Ocean, a tale of hunger, ice, and the sea's endless hunger for those who dare to sail its frozen waters. Thank you for listening to The Sunken Ledger. Subscribe for more true tales from the depths.